Hey guys, what is going on today? Bojo here, back again for some more NHL 18 news, and in today's video we are going to be breaking down the very first content update number 1 for the game that was released today. So if you start up NHL 18, you will be required to download this update to the game, and there's a lot of good things in this very first content update that will be making a lot of people happy for both gameplay, presentation, and just the general mechanics of how the game is supposed to work. So if you guys wouldn't mind, make sure to go down to that like button and make sure to hit it. And let's try to get this one up above 100 likes if you guys are pumped for the new updates to NHL 18 today. So we're going to start off with their blog post, and then there is an additional post on, I believe, the forums that good old Flopfish wrote up. So whatever I don't cover in the blog, I'll go back into the forums post and nitpick some of the other things that were talked about as well. So let's start off with the gameplay improvements that were made. And starting off, it added the ability to blend back into skating faster out of deking, so hopefully this will make deking from one deke to another a lot more fluid than it was previously. Updates to allow the defensive skill stick state to override hit intent if the hit hasn't already been thrown yet. This allows players to be on and off right bumper or R1 without letting go of the right stick. Added in variants of error to the new poke check system based on player control, direction from the players facing, and relative speed of the puck. This means that a player is most accurate when skating in a controlled manner and poking a still puck in front of themselves, and least accurate when poking against their momentum behind themselves at a fast moving puck. Each of these factors are also tied to the player's attribute ratings. Updated save logic to reduce issues that were causing the user goalie to make save attempts on pucks that were far from the net. Thank you, like my newest Be a Pro episode that will hopefully be coming out later today or tomorrow, which you guys will see that in action. Various improvements made to goalies, better precision when detecting puck positioning during saves for the user goalies, updated save logic to reduce issues that were causing the user goalie to make save attempts on pucks that were far from the net. Once again, they pretty much reused that. I'll go into some more details about the gameplay when we go over the forums post, but I'm just hitting on the major points. As we go to the game modes now, I said that they weren't going to do this originally, but to my surprise, they have added it in, that they put a seasons mode in for additional leagues such as the EASHL League, Hockey Allsvenskan, and the Champions Hockey League tournament. So now you can play with all of those additional leagues in the game in a seasons mode, which I think a lot of people will be excited, especially the CHL tournament. As for EASHL fixes, they added the ability to award a penalty shot in EASHL 3s rather than go on a 4-on-3 or a 5-on-3 power play. Fighting has also been turned off in EASHL 3s, and 3-on-3 strategies were added to EASHL. So I think this is a big improvement for the guys who are mainly playing 3s. It takes the AI pretty much out of the game now if you have a full squad of 4 on your team. So if you take a penalty in EASHL 3s now, it'll pretty much be a penalty shot every time. It works the way just that NHL 3s are supposed to work, basically, and I'm really excited about that because a lot of people like the AI. Some people really don't like the AI interfering, especially in 3-on-3 when it's much smaller ice. Now you take a penalty, you don't have to worry about the AI interfering at all anymore. It goes straight to a penalty shot, and you can continue playing with all users out on the ice. I think that's a very, very good fix. As we move on to Hockey Ultimate Team, it added an auto-fill option in the edit lines section. This will allow a user to automatically replace all the players in their lineup based on player overall and position. Removed the 1-minute grace period for offline and online games. Games will now count right at puck drop. At the end of round, competitive seasons reward screen will now show in the HUT hub rather than the user needing to enter the season to claim their rewards. Two really big things right there for Hockey Ultimate Team. First off, the 1-minute thing is gone. Once that puck drops, you guys are locked in. You quit, you lose the game. As it should have been many, many years ago, it's now official that you quit after the first minute, you're donezo, you get an L, hold my L, and yeah, I'm glad that that is finally gone. Also, I really do like that autofill option for edit lines. Say you just wanted to throw your best lines out there, same way it works in franchise mode, of all the players in your collection, and they'll put that on your Hockey Ultimate Team. So I feel like that could be really good for the startup players who are just like starting the game and you're doing a really big pack opening and you're getting all these players but you don't know who to put on your team. That little option will maybe help you out and decide who should be on your squad and giving you the best opportunity to win. As for some online improvements, they improved the online co-op matchup load screen to allow users to see more information about their teammates and or opponents for team composition and latency for all online game modes. For example, online versus, HUT, threes online, etc., except for EASHL. Adding team overall to matchmaking rules to all online game modes, online versus, HUT, threes online, etc., except for EASHL. So they did this last year with that little screen up at the top right hand part that showed your connection. That's basically what it does now. And before you start the game, it would just do that little, I guess, mini ad of another game mode in NHL 18, but this time it's going to show you the logos that each of you are using. It'll show the gamer tag, and it'll show the connection bar, and it'll just give you a lot of information for all online game modes. And the fact that it's adding team overall to matchmaking rules again, which I think was, I want to say that was back in NHL 14, was the last year they actually had the team overall making a difference to how you would match up in game. So hopefully, I think that's going to mean people might go with the strategy of putting in a crappy backup goaltender so that they will be matched up against a lesser opponent with a lower team star rating if they're going by the stars, which they have in the past for your team overall, because you know you have a star rating for your team. And if you put like a bad backup goaltender, that drops your team overall from, say, if you had a really stacked team, from like 5 stars to 4.5, and you might get matched up with a lesser opponent. So hopefully we don't see people doing that all too much, but I definitely see that being a reason for some people to do that. As we move on to franchise mode now, it added division realignment to franchise mode. This allows the user to move teams around within the divisions before the start of a franchise mode. Improvements added to correctly apply stats growth to a player who received a stat growth the previous year, and added the ability to allow the user to edit their custom or relocated team's jersey and mascot during the off-season in franchise mode. So I really like that new division realignment feature. I feel like that's going to be very, very nice if you're doing that 30-second team and you want to, you know, maybe make the divisions or each conference have an even amount of teams, have 16 on each side. You can move players around, you can move teams around from each division, you can move a team from the west all the way to the east now, which I think will be really, really interesting. So a lot of really cool things you could do with franchise mode with those new features. And then as for presentation, new uniforms and equipment have been added to NHL 18. These uniforms can also be found in Hockey Ultimate Team. So they added in the Adidas away uniforms for the Senators, the Maple Leafs, and the Predators, and they added in the CCM Premium 2 goalie pad set to your Be a Pro and EASHL customization. Alright, so then that was pretty much it from the blog post. Now just going over a few things from the forums post from the good old Flop Pitch. Just a couple of things that I wanted to touch on and show you that were written up in his forum post. I'll leave both links down below. Just some general things. Once again, they added the option for Champions League aggregate scoring and improved face-off formations for 3-on-3 play in both NHL 3s and EASHL 3s. In NHL 3s, they added updates to prevent players from moving before they were visible on screen after play resumes from a stoppage. The ability to change your team strategies in NHL 3s, I already mentioned that, and the face-off camera timing in NHL 3s as well. It was a little bit laggy and a little bit choppy, and the frames seemed to drop a little bit when the face-offs were beginning in NHL 3s. For puck physics, they updated to improve the stick-on-puck collisions during poke checks, and then they also added in a more accurate stick-on-puck physics volume collisions during defensive skill sticks. As for offensive and defensive AI, they improved AI puck carriers in 1-on-0 situations during play and in shootouts. So if you guys remember my Be a Pro episode, there were a ton of just random shots. They weren't doing many dekes, although the one clip that I posted on Twitter where Claude Giroux absolutely dangled my goalie doing the Datsuk flip on a breakaway and solo challenges, which was absolutely ridiculous. So hopefully we see stuff like that more often when you're just playing against the computer offline or in Be a Pro. What else? Defensive AI decisions so that they stay with their check more consistently. AI teammates would skate into shooting lanes instead of standing in better positions to deflect the shot. Shooting logic updates, goalie pull situation updates, shot logic, yeah, pretty much just some general AI updates. Okay, so they threw in a ton of offensive, defensive, and goaltender improvements in here as well. Just going to go over some of the ones that I thought were really notable. On the offensive side, they added improvements to skaters that were missing the puck too often if they were directed to perform a shot without picking up the puck first, one-timers and shots from loose pucks. On the defensive side, they updated the animation blend issues out of shot blocks. They added improvements for when players were doing a board pinch when the puck position didn't make sense for it. Alright, I'll go over all these new fixes for the goaltenders out there because there is a ton of them. Better precision when detecting puck position during saves for user goalies. Responsiveness updates to user goalie butterfly motion. Added updates to help user goalies challenging shots and tracking the puck. If a user is requesting to move towards the puck, allow the requested motion to transfer into the upcoming save, but if the shot is back against the grain, it will not add in momentum to the save. Updated save logic to reduce issues that were causing the user goalie to make save attempts on pucks that were far from the net. Improved responsiveness for actions after quickly switching into control of the goalie. Added updates to prevent goalies from knocking their net off in EASHL as an exploit. Added the ability for flinching saves to abort sooner when the puck is deflected away from the net. Improved responsiveness when blending in and out of saves for goalies. Added new VH poke coverage, added logic to read how much the goalie should lean based on the puck position as they slide into butterfly and leans. This allows for better blends and ability to seal off more of the net on the side where the puck is. Various animation improvements for saves where a goalie's limbs were clipping with each other. Updates to prevent an issue where a user goalie was unable to move post to post after a poke check, and updated some saves that were causing the puck to deflect into the goalie's net. So hopefully, once again, the goaltending issues will be better with those updates. And other than that, that pretty much wraps it up. There's a couple game mode improvements. Mainly, it looks like they're focusing in on franchise mode to a bunch of them. It's like ability to like see CPU lines in the view lines, changing strategies in 3-on-3 overtime. You can now view pending free agents up to 2 or 3 years out from the current free agency. You can sim to the regular season option in the quick links during preseason now. You can view the player's information on the offer sheet pop up. To add the option to decline a trade and change your trade block in a CPU trade offer, which is pretty cool. Add the option to switch teams while in the trade screen in the player selection pop up. They improved free agency logic where the team chemistry is taken into consideration. And other than that, let's see, correctly apply stats grows to a player. Yep, I talked about that. Add updates to help resolve an issue with scouting, showing semi-accurate potentials of players that should be unknown potentials. And improvements added to prevent the morale of a player being set to angry immediately after signing in free agency. Oh, so that's why my players were pissed yesterday. That makes more sense. And that pretty much wraps it up. There's a couple audio, presentation, and art, and some more updates to the Hockey Canada and training camp videos, but other than that, nothing too crazy there. But that'll pretty much do it, guys, for content update number 1. A lot of huge things in there that were definitely added into the game if I had to go review. Obviously, the big ones are the defensive skill stick upgrades, a ton of new goalie updates. The new game modes actually are added in there, and more versatility with the seasons mode, be able to use with all leagues. The big thing in Hockey Ultimate Team, taking out the 1 minute back out penalty, which is awesome. EASHL 3s is now much more better, taking out the AI completely if you choose to do EASHL 3s, which is awesome. And then, once again, just bunch of online improvements. They added that new connection screen again when you're starting your search. Franchise mode, the division realignment, it's really cool, and all those improvements to help make franchise more fun to play. And, you know, just the presentation upgrades as well. It's looking pretty good. And once again, if it works the same as last year, every single save file that you have created, whether it be like a Be a Pro or a franchise mode or any of that sort, I'm fairly sure that this new update will already apply to already created save files. So if you are worried that you have to create a new Be a Pro, Be a Pro character, or you have to create a whole new franchise and do everything all over again, you shouldn't have to worry. All these new updates should apply to previously saved game files in NHL 18, so you can continue to play the way you play and have all these updates in your save file. So let me know what you guys think down below. What is your favorite update to this new content update number 1 for NHL 18, and what are you guys most enjoying about NHL 18 now with this new update? If you guys have played it already, what are you most excited to get out and try, or excited to have in the game now that they have been updated? So let me know down below, guys. Thanks for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe as always, and I'll see you guys next time for another NHL 18 video.